The drama surrounding Shadur Sanders has reached a point that almost no one saw coming this early, and the most striking part of it all is who has been forced to publicly reverse course. For months, Shedeur wasn't just doubted, he was dismissed. His arm talent was questioned. His mechanics were picked apart. His demeanor was framed as a flaw. And leading that charge was Dan Orlovski, a former quarterback-turned-analyst who made a name for himself by being blunt, sometimes brutal, in his evaluations. Orlovsky didn't just critique Shedeur, he labeled him as one of the worst throwers in the game and openly questioned whether he even belonged in serious NFL conversations. Those takes lingered, shaping public perception long before Shedeur ever had a real chance to respond on the field. Then the Titans game happened, and everything cracked open. What Orlovsky saw on that tape forced a reckoning. Not a soft pivot, not a half step back, a full reversal. Suddenly, the same analyst who once scoffed at Shedur's mechanics was breaking down his footwork with admiration. The same voice that mocked his readiness was now pointing out high-level processing, timing, and execution that mirrored established NFL starters. Orlovsky didn't just praise him in passing. He slowed the tape down. He highlighted the speed of Shedur's decisions. He emphasized how quickly he snapped his head after play action, how cleanly he identified the end man, how calm he remained inside a collapsing pocket. Those details matter because they are the exact traits, critics said, Shedeur lacked. The most telling moment came when Orlovsky described one of Shedeur's throws under pressure as elite. Not just good for a rookie, not just promising, but elite within a real NFL pocket. That kind of language is not accidental. Analysts guard words like that carefully. To use them after months of open skepticism signals something deeper than hype. It signals concession. And for Orlovsky, it came publicly, on tape, for everyone to see. This wasn't just about a single throw or one good drive. It was about how Shadur responded to adversity. For the first time in his young career, he faced real deficits in a competitive NFL environment. The Browns were behind, the pressure was real, the margin for error was thin, and instead of unraveling, Shedeur elevated. He led to fourth-quarter touchdown drives. He commanded the offense. He didn't speed up when chaos arrived. He slowed the game down. That composure is what separates quarterbacks who survive from quarterbacks who lead. And Orlovsky wasn't alone. Tony Gross, another long-standing critic, had built an entire narrative around skepticism. He questioned Shedur's toughness. He questioned his durability. He even mocked him on live television for mentioning arm soreness, framing it as weakness rather than workload. That moment stuck with fans because it felt personal, dismissive, and unfair. Gross didn't just doubt Shedur's talent, he questioned his professionalism. Yet, after Sunday's game, even Tony Gross had no choice but to acknowledge reality. Watching Shedeur bring Cleveland back into that game changed the conversation. Gross admitted that this was the first time Shedeur had truly been tested in that kind of environment, and that he passed. Not barely, not accidentally. He passed with command. 2 late touchdowns speak louder than any studio argument. Gross didn't frame it as luck or circumstance. He framed it as proof. Proof that Shadur could respond when everything tilted against him. That matters because critics don't like being wrong quietly. If they thought there was still an escape hatch, they would have used it. Instead, they pivoted openly, because the tape left no room. Shadur wasn't freelancing. He wasn't relying on broken plays. He was executing structure. He was reading defenses. He was making NFL throws at NFL speed. Those are the moments analysts live for, and they couldn't ignore them any longer. What's fascinating about this shift is how quickly the tone changed. The same analysts who once framed Shedeur as immature now praise his command. The same voices that questioned his arm strength now highlight his anticipation and placement. It raises an uncomfortable question. Was the early criticism ever truly about football, or was it about perception, personality, and preconceived narratives? Shadur never responded publicly with bitterness. He never fired back through the media. He did what quarterbacks are told to do when they want to survive. He let the film speak, and now the film is screaming. This moment isn't just about personal vindication, it's about positioning. The Cleveland Browns are starving for stability at quarterback. Fans have watched carousel after carousel. Short-term answers, long-term disappointment. What Shadur has done in a short window is give the organization something it hasn't had in a long time. Belief, not blind hope, but grounded belief based on execution under pressure. Analysts are now saying out loud what would have been laughed at months ago, that Shadur Sanders might be the best quarterback option for Cleveland, that he might be the one to build around, that he's not just surviving as a rookie, but actively reshaping the offense when it matters most. That is a seismic shift, and it puts the critics in an awkward position. Backtracking too slowly makes them look stubborn. Backtracking too quickly makes them look opportunistic. Yet, either way, the outcome is the same. Shedeur forced the change. He didn't ask for it, he earned it. The broader implication is even bigger. This isn't just about Orlovsky or Gross. It's about how young quarterbacks are evaluated before they ever step on an NFL field. It's about how quickly narratives harden and how difficult it is to break them. Shedeur did it not with words, but with precision, patience, and performance. The irony is impossible to miss. The same analysts who once questioned his readiness are now using his tape as a teaching tool. They're pointing to his play-action mechanics. They're highlighting his processing speed. They're praising his calm under fire. In the NFL, there is no louder apology than that. Shadur Sanders is no longer chasing respect. He's commanding it. And the league is adjusting in real time. So now the question shifts to you. Do you believe Shadur Sanders has fully silenced his critics? Or do you think the real test is still ahead? How do you feel about analysts who spent months tearing him down, now leading the praise? Is this genuine growth, or survival instincts kicking in? And most importantly, do you see Shedeur as the long-term franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more deep, documentary-style breakdowns like this that cut through the noise and focus on what the tape actually shows, make sure to like the video and subscribe. The Shadur Sanders story is just getting started, and you won't want to miss what comes next.